What up, folks? This is Janet here. So I'm gonna give you some advice when it comes to getting your passport. Yay, passport, travel time. Okay, so when it comes to filling out your passport, okay, the best thing to do to start off is you go to USPS.com, so the US Postal Service.com. There is a section where it says passports. You'll click on that and it'll give you, or it should give you, a list of post offices in your area. You have to put in your zip code that do the passport applications. And so not all post offices do passports. So you have to go to USPS.com and search in your area for which post office in your area does it. There are also appointment times, so you can't just assume, okay, that one does it, let's go. No, you have to click on that one and look at the times available, because when you go into the post office to do your application, it does take time. They have to make sure that all of your information is correct. So when you go to the post office, they need to make sure that they have everything. Keep in mind, the only thing that you have to give besides your application, the only thing that you give to them is your original birth certificate. You have to give the original birth certificate. Always make a copy before you give, your birth certificate out. Keep a copy at home. You will get that back. They will send you your original back, but you have to send the original in. They need that to do whatever they got to do, and they'll send it back to you. They'll send it back to you separate from your passport. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks for you to get your passport. Most of the time you get it before that. Surprisingly, you get it before that most of the time. I don't know anyone who's gotten theirs in 4 to 6 weeks. They've always gotten it sooner, but they have to say 4 to 6 weeks just in case there are any issues. If you have any issues with last names, like names that you were born with, but then you changed it later on because, you got married and you got divorced and then you got remarried and then you got re-divorced or whatever. Always be sure to bring other form of governmental ID. For example, your social security card, because even though you're not going to give that in, they may need to make a copy of that because they'll put that next to your birth certificate as proof of who you really are. So when it comes to the whole name change, you don't want to cut corners. Bring as much governmental ID as you can to the post office, because it's always better to be over prepared than under prepared. Please trust me on that one, because people would assume, oh, that'll be okay, I got that. No, just bring any and everything. So bring your driver's license, bring your original birth certificate, make a copy, bring your social security card, because they may or may not need it. If you did not make a copy of your social security and or birth certificate, they will offer to make a copy for you, maybe, if they're nice enough, and they'll just give you the copy for free. They won't charge you. They also do pictures there if you need. Of course, they'll charge you, but just like they'll charge you if you go to Walgreens or CVS, they do pictures there as well. Some Walgreens or CVS's think that you cannot smile on your photo and that you cannot be covering your ears. Like, you have to have them showing. Or that's not true, and I guess they don't know that, but they're telling, some places believe that you cannot smile, so you gotta be like, so, and that's how I was on my original passport. I was I'm trying to smile, and and I had to put I hated it, but it's not true. You can smile as long as it's not deforming your face, you know what I'm saying? As long as you don't have a hideous smile, maybe, you'll be good. As long as it's a natural smile, and it's not deforming your face, then you can smile, and you can have your hair down. You don't have to be covering your ears or anything like that. So on the application, please make sure that you do not mess up. I repeat, do not mess up when you're writing on the application and scratch it off and replace it with another. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. They will turn it back. You will have to fill out another one. So when you go onto USPS.com, they have the application there. You can print it out, or you could just go online, look for, passport applications, print them out, and print several out. I printed 5 of them out, and I messed up on 3 of them. So print 5 of them out and make sure you have all the information. They ask you everything from your bra size, okay, yeah, not your bra size, but you know what I mean. They ask you so many questions. So be sure that you have your mother and father's date of birth and place of birth as well. So, because they're very, very detailed. It's kind of annoying. One thing you also have to remember, your passport is not free. It will cost you about $150, the normal rate. If you ask for it to be expedited, then it's gonna cost you more. I don't know if it's like, I don't remember if it's like $20 more, but it's about $150, so do not be surprised. But it is worth it. It is good for 10 years. And at least you get to travel the world with it. So those are the tips when filling out or when going to get your passport. Remember, not all post offices do it, and when you do, you have to make an appointment. Or you can do it the simple way, which is filling your application out online. It's very easy. There are 2 websites you can go to. The first one is passportusa.com and the other is travel.state.gov. So you can use those here in the US, and you just fill out the application online. It's very simple, and if you mess up, that's okay. You just hit the backspace and you're good. If you want to take your own photos, it'll give you examples of how your photos should look, which is nice, and then it'll answer any questions about the application process, which is cool. So those websites are really easy to use, and you just fill out your application online. You could also order a passport card. So if you are a first-time passport applicant, you'll just choose the first-time passport applicant. Then it'll ask you if you wanted the booklet or card or both, and you'll just pick the book. You don't need the card. The card is for those who it's like an international style driver's license, but it's just the size of a credit card, and it says United States citizen passport or something like that. But those are only good for border crossings, or if you're going to go to Canada, Mexico, or Bermuda, or the Bahamas. If you're going to go by sea, then you can use those, but it's not valid for international air travel. So, I mean, you really don't need it. It's just more of a convenience, and it's about $65 to get the card. But if you want more of the convenience of filling out the application online, you can go to those websites. But I will attach links below in the description box on how the actual application form looks. It will also be a PDF, so you can actually print it out too if you just want to print it out and fill it out just to be safe, and then make the appointment at the post office if you'd like. If you have any more questions, please ask me. I will answer your questions, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and there will be more coming soon. Bye bye.